Hello and welcome. My name is Carsten Lützen. I'm an Agile coach and Scrum Master. Today I'll talk a bit about backlog items and what things do we have in our backlog. So I'll touch upon different things in the backlog and briefly what is a backlog and then how can we tweak this to become even more productive. First of all, think of a backlog as a glorified to-do list. It's nothing more than that. It's just a prioritized list of what we are going to do, and priority is determined in a Scrum setup by a product owner, for instance. And we should only have exactly one priority 1, one priority 2, one priority 3, and so on. We don't have multiple priority 1, that can't be. In a traditional backlog, we'll hear about stories. And the story is of this classic format. As a user, I would like to be able to log in such that I can see my account page. So who is doing it? What are they trying to do so they can achieve what? That's a classic way of having user stories. And the idea here is to make sure that we capture the intent of the user. Then we can begin to refine it and put acceptance criteria. So functional and non-functional requirements, so to say, what needs to be true in order to close this story. It's a great way for the business to come up with requirements and things they want to do in a language they can understand. However, we might also have tasks. For me, a task is something that the development team comes with. That might be mitigating technical debt. Or we have this and this that we need to do in order for this and that. These can be written as user stories. If they're written as user stories, it's easier for the product owner to figure out what the intent are. But sometimes if it's technical debt, it might but just be written as we need to fix this and this, and everybody knows what it is about, and then they can have the discussions with the product owner to make sure that if it's prioritized, if the product owner also think it's necessary. Spikes for me are more these types of investigatory work. So we have this new tool. It might help us a lot, but we are not sure. And that is a way to then maybe time box and say, okay, spend 4 hours in this, do as much as you can, and when the 4 hours are over, that's it. And then we can evaluate if it's something that we need to invest more time in, or if that was that. It's a super nice tool to use, and I'm probably not using it as much as I should, but that's a really, really nice thing, this time boxing stuff, to get the maximum value out of it. Of course, we also have bugs. So defects in our system. Some might say that they have a 0 bug policy. That's fine. So every time a new bug pops up, they'll fix it right away. Super awesome if you can do that. But sometimes a bug will go into the backlog and be prioritized with the rest of the features, and that's fine. That's okay, because that just gives the PO to say, okay, this bug, even though it's a bug, it's super annoying, but it only affects 1% of our users. I would rather have these new features, and that's okay. And all of these go into our backlog. So this priority 1 might be a story, this might be a story, this might be a task, this might be a bug, and so on. But this classification helps the PO to figure out, are we doing a lot for the business right now? Are we doing a lot of maintenance? Are we doing a lot of investigatory work? Or just bug fixing? So that is the 4 main categories, at least that I use. I look forward to hear what categories you use as well. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you have comment, feedback, just let me know. That would be awesome. Have a nice day.